For me, this was something that was sort of very challenging because I've thought to myself that I did not have a special skill. I didn't have a special talent that I could go back to, that I can say this is who I am and this is what I do exceptionally well other than other people. So coming from a place of thinking that I didn't have anything to offer the world really put me at a sort of fight with myself to figure out what is it that I can do that is something that will impact the world that I want in the way that I wanted it, and also give me a sense of completeness. And the more I delve into the question and the more I went into myself asking myself, what is this purpose that I'm supposed to be accomplishing in life and what do I make of it, the more I just found myself really getting depressed, getting unanswered questions and fighting a lot with myself and the stage of life that I was in, which at the time I was really questioning my identity, what I wanted, what sort of life I envisioned for myself, and asking myself the hard-hitting questions of just like, what is the purpose of my life? And I wanted the answers right then and then, and I wanted them immediately, and I wanted them in a perfect way, which actually never happens that way. There is no one answer that just drops into you to say, oh, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and this is what you will make of your life, and this is what at the end it will all mean. And that brought a lot of frustration. That realization brought a lot of frustration and a lot of just more questions rather than answers. And that's what I had to realize, that there's no answer that's going to come outside of me. And I really had to just decide, make a conscious decision on what the answer is, knowing that even if I think I'm making the wrong decision, or even if I might make the wrong decision, it is a decision that I take full responsibility for because I chose it. And that's all it actually ever takes, is for you to just make a decision, the best one that you think you can make, with the level of understanding, with the level of knowledge that you have about yourself, and take action on it. And that's what seems to cause the confusion and cause the feelings of being scared, because what if I make the wrong decision? What if I ruin my whole life and everything is just a mess because of a decision that I made that wasn't for me? And I had to come into terms with the fact that it's okay. If that happens, then it happens, and I will move on and do the best that I can to shift my life from whatever trajectory I'd put it in towards the one that I want. And I guess that level of responsibility and accountability that you have to have with yourself for the decisions that you make is scary, because there's nobody else to blame. You made the decision. You took the chance and you did whatever you did, and you have to face whatever comes out of that decision. And that's what I think paralyzed me the most, in terms of just choosing something and doing it to the best of my ability. Just that not knowing whether it's right or wrong, and wanting a definitive answer that has a definitive end, sort of predictable end that is in line with the life that I think I want. And I had to really just know that that will never happen. Deeply know that that sort of thinking will not get me anywhere, and will get me into a spot of just consistently feeling indecisive and feeling unsure, rather than taking whatever action I felt within myself was the right action to take. So how do you find your passion, and how do you find your purpose? You look within yourself, you center yourself, you go into the space where you commune within yourself with God. You ask that question, and whatever answer that you do get, or whatever answer that you do decide is your answer to take forward, you trust and you know within yourself that this is the answer that is for you. Right now, it might not be necessarily the best answer or the most correct answer, but this is what you're deciding right now, that this will be your purpose in life, knowing that at a different stage in your life, this might change, but right now you're committing to what you're committing to now. And that's the sort of frame that I have had to take of deciding that this is what I'm doing right now. It is in line with my values. It is in line with the person I see myself becoming. But over time, it may shift, it may change, or it may stay the same. And I'm willing, and I'm open, and I'm receptive to whatever happens at a later stage. But right now, this is what I'm doing, and being decisive about this is what I'm doing based on what I think is best for me. And that's how you do it. And you just decide. There is no perfect answer. There is no sort of, yes, this is correct, this is not correct. But you have to decide, and you have to do, and you can't stay in a place of limbo and in a place of indecisiveness and think you're going to get wherever you're going to get. At some point, a decision has to be made, and it has to be made knowing that it can have the best for you, and it might not have the best for you, and you might be required to reroute along the way, but you cannot get to a place where you realize it was a correct decision or not correct decision before you actually take the decision and make the actual physical sort of practical step of stepping into whatever it is that you feel is your purpose. First, you have to consciously make the decision, put all your attention and your energy into this decision that you're making, and put in the necessary practical steps of making this purpose or this dream or this thing that you think is your life purpose happen. And along the way into making this dream, this purpose, and this thing that you think is your life impact to the world happen, you will be redirected or shown what sort of other actions or what sort of other frames that you can put as part of this purpose. So I hope I'm making myself clear. What I'm saying is, the way to know what your purpose is to get still, get centered in yourself, and go within yourself to a place where you perhaps know what it is that you want to do. Decide, make a conscious decision that you are going to make whatever this purpose is that is coming to you a reality the best way that you can, and be open and receptive to being redirected along the way if and when it happens, and not be too attached to this is the purpose that I have, but being open to whatever comes along the way as a way of you getting to the end goal that you're wanting. It's not a matter of getting it right or wrong, so don't fixate on what if I make the wrong decision. You make a decision, the one that resonates with your heart the best, and you keep it moving by taking action that are aligned and going back within yourself to constantly see what else can you do to make this reality come true. And as you make this purpose and this goal or this dream come true, there will be things along the way, synchronicities, people coming at you, things that are just aligning for you to redirect you if you're in the wrong, and if you're in the right, will come with helpful sort of measures to propel you towards whatever it is that your goal is. But you have to start somewhere. You have to make a decision, and you have to choose consciously what you're doing. You can't stay in a state of limbo waiting for something outside of you to decide for you what your purpose is, because it will never come. You have to take the action of deciding and working on it, and as you work on it, things will morph and shape and take the form of what it is, your purpose overall, as you live life. So I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you take some of this and action it in your own life the best way that you can, knowing that it's never ever actually about a wrong or a right choice, but actually taking a choice and moving with it and having sort of divine intervention happen for you in your journey while taking actions that will lead you to whatever it is that is your best and highest good. But you have to take the conscious decision, my friend. You have to take the conscious decision of what it is that you're doing. Yeah.